just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell, GMS fam. Roll up. Yo, GMS family. What's going on, y'all? What's up? Let me fix my camera. Let me fix myself. We good? We good? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing, man? It's a wonderful Friday. It's the weekend, baby. You know what it is. That means you get a show today from the GMS show, and you get an episode of 3Gs later tonight, so make sure you tune into that as well. Now, of course, I like to start out with positivity, good energy, good vibes. It's the weekend, so I really hope y'all in good spirits. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Black Light Zen, Lady Aries, J.R. Miller, Wonder Man, OG Mott, James Jones. What's happening, y'all? Hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all in good spirits. Hope y'all smiling today. I am. It's a good day. It's a really good day. And I usually don't be doing this in the beginning, so I got to start making sure I'm doing that in the beginning of the show instead of later on in the show. But if you're watching this, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you're feeling generous, and the super chats, whatever you want to do. But today, I remember I was going to do an episode about this a while back, but now I'm glad I waited because I really didn't know anything about the officer who was the one who popped Ashli Babbit. What up, Bad CDNT? Didn't know anything about this guy. They didn't I don't think they well, I think they released his name, but he never spoke about it. And I feel like it's because he's been in hiding because of how people took it. So we gonna talk about all that because the contradictions from the people on that side, on the other side, you know exactly what side I'm talking about. It's crazy how a routine traffic stop that turned into murder by a police officer is something looked at and used or people try to make excuses for or justify on that side. But when you see somebody clearly breaking into a Capitol building, you know, the people that are so patriotic and so for America broke into a government building and tried to overtake it and hurt and or kill government officials. And then clearly watching the video, like, that's another thing. It's on video what happened. They broke through the Capitol, got upstairs, broke through a window, and this dummy No, and what I'm telling you, who in their right mind, looking down the barrel of a gun, is going to continue to move forward? I'll tell you who. Somebody who has been that comfortable in their privilege. Somebody that comfortable in their privilege, knowing that in this country, they don't shoot first when it comes to y'all. They felt like they could be that comfortable to run into a building, break through, and get to the goal at hand. She didn't expect to get shot. You want to know why? Because she has privilege. But guess what? It wasn't somebody that looked like her on the other end of that gun. And not that him being black played a part in him doing his job, because that's what he did. He did his job. He did exactly what his training and what he was told to do as a Capitol Police officer. It's just that side can't take the fact that they got to look at this guy and know that it was a black man who took that white woman's life, who was just there unarmed. And that's funny because now they're talking about unarmed. How many unarmed black men are killed by police? And then they want to use the unarmed excuse for why she was being a whole fucking terrorist. I can't believe how they treating this shit. But let me go to, because there's a video of his name is Michael Byrd, Lieutenant Michael Byrd. He says he has been in hiding for months after he received a flood of death threats and racist attacks. He says, "I believe I showed the utmost courage on January 6th, and it's time for me to do that now." So let's hear what he has to say regarding this situation. Let me shrink this up a little bit.
Your name has been battered about on the internet, but you've never been officially publicly identified. Do you want to tell us who you are?
My name is Michael Byrd. I'm a lieutenant for the United States Capitol Police.
For months, he has lived in hiding, he says, over this moment. His decision to use deadly force against a rioter as she climbed through a barricaded door that leads to the House chamber. In the months since, he's been the target of threats.
Can you give us the nature of some of those threats?
They talked about, killing me, cutting off my head, very vicious and cruel things.
Racist things?
There were some racist attacks as well. It's all disheartening because I know I was doing my job.
Given the nature of the threats that you describe, do you have any concern about showing your face and identifying yourself?
Of course I do. That is a very vital point, and it's something that is frightening. I believe I showed the utmost courage on January 6th, and it's time for me to do that now.
Responsible that day for securing the House chambers, Byrd couldn't see what Americans were witnessing on their TVs, but he could hear it in the pleas from other officers.
One thing you don't hear a lot about this situation that happened on January 6th is how many Klansmen were there. Just because they weren't in full uniform does not mean they weren't in attendance that day.
Were you afraid that day?
I was very afraid.
What are you hearing on your radio?
I'm hearing about the breaches of different barricaded areas, officers being overrun, officers being down.
Did you ever hear a call or a report of shots fired during any of this?
As a matter of fact, I did. There was reports of shots fired through the House main door onto the floor of the chamber.
Later, those reports would prove to be false. This video captures Byrd instructing members of Congress to don gas masks.
We had a disbursement of tear gas in the rotunda. Please be advised there are masks under your seats.
He says officers barricaded the door, what he considered the last line of defense.
I had been yelling and screaming as loud as I was, please stop, get back, stop. We had our weapons drawn. There's a gun! There's a gun!
Byrd, only his hand and gun visible, targeted a figure trying to climb through a window. He fired a single, fatal shot, hitting Ashli Babbit. She was 35 years old, an Air Force veteran, Trump supporter, and QAnon follower.
We see your arm out there for a considerable amount of time. Were you wavering?
I was taking a tactical stance. You're ultimately hoping that your commands will be complied with, and unfortunately they were not.
When you fired, what could you see? Where were you aiming?
You're taught to aim for center mass. The subject was sideways, and I could not see her full motion of her hands or anything. So I guess her movement, caused the discharge to fall where it did.
And what did you think this individual was doing at that moment?
She was posing a threat to United States House of Representatives.
But an attorney for Ashli Babbit's family disputes that.
Really?
He did not respond to our request for a comment, but in a previous statement said Babbit was not brandishing a weapon, not in close proximity to members of Congress, and was not an imminent threat of death or serious injury to anyone.
Listen to how they try to, like, it's I know, a lawyer has his job to do and whatnot, but it's like you're essentially defending a terrorist at this point. And right, in Bad C, he said blue lives only matter when they not black. Or when motherfuckers have an agenda that they want to get across. Yeah, blue lives matter until they were beating on Capitol Police officers outside with American flags and Trump flags and shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is the contradiction of it all. Now, if this was a BLM rally, protest, riot, and then it happened at the Capitol, and something like this happened to a black woman or a black man, oh my God, if it happened to a black woman, we wouldn't even be talking about it right now. The way that they would have justified her death for storming the Capitol, regardless if she was armed or not, y'all know they would have had a field day with that shit. But you should see the type of shit that they're saying. Hold on, let me find this shit, man. This old fool-ass fool. Where is this guy Tucker? Let me let y'all in on how they. Oh, there we go. So they had the husband of Ashli Babbit on Fox News to talk about how they interviewed the officer who shot who fired the shot and ultimately killed her. Listen to how they put this shit.
For coming on. Aaron, first question to you: how did you feel when the NBC News anchor asks the officer who shot your wife to death, your unarmed wife to death, without warning her first before shooting her, asked him, isn't he the real victim here? Isn't he the one who's really suffering? How'd that make you feel? I'm just kind of wondering.
Pissed off. I mean, I've only heard a couple of clips so far, Tucker, at this point. It's not airing until 7 o'clock out here. I read the full transcript of it. I had not heard that one clip that you just played. My agitation level's actually going through the roof right now, where he admitted he didn't really care if she was armed or not, or unarmed or not. He didn't care. So, yeah, we're going down a bad rabbit hole right now.
Oh, are we, sir? Are we going down a bad rabbit hole, huh? Huh? Look at the pain and anguish and the hurt on his face. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? I guarantee you, I promise you, it ain't no hypotheticals or no assumptions. And I hope this man hears these words when I say this. I know for a fact, because of who your wife was and what she was about and why she was out there in the fucking first place, you are one of those people that did not give a shit about a black life being murdered, whether they were unarmed or not. Keep that same energy. You crackhead God of War looking ass motherfucker. And then Tucker Carlson gonna ask the husband of somebody who was murdered how they feel about somebody saying the person who murdered her was the real victim in the situation. Oh, I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Shut the fuck up. That's what Fox News does. Stupid shit like that to continue to keep their viewers in a dumbed down space. We're talking about the Blue Lives Matter crowd. Think about that. We're talking about the same people that was screaming Blue Lives Matter now on the other end, crying about what they would make an excuse for and justify if it was the other way around. And you're right, it wasn't murder. She got dealt with accordingly because she broke the law. She was not obeying the law. She should have complied. She should have resisted. She shouldn't have climbed through that window. Who would climb through a window when there's a gun pointed at them? That's just stupid. Now they can't take it. One motherfucker in the whole, one person, and it being completely and absolutely guaranteed justified. And they trying to sit up here and make excuses and trying to demonize this man for doing his job. I thought it was Blue Lives Matter, fam. What happened? What happened? Why y'all change y'all stance so quickly? Come on. But with that said, I'm seeing all the contradictions and all the different things that have been happening and being said surrounding this. Like this guy right here, Brooklyn Dad, said Lieutenant Michael Byrd, the Capitol Police officer who shot and killed Ashli Babbit, told Lester Holt he was hoping his commands would be complied with before pulling the trigger. She was posing a threat to the United States House of Representatives. He stopped a terrorist. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And the simple fact that people are now trying to push this narrative now and trying to demonize a police officer that they so-called cared about so much. Blue Lives Matter, right? Come on. Tell me this shouldn't be her obituary. Am I supposed to feel bad for a terrorist? I thought we were America. I thought we didn't tolerate terrorists. Oh, I forgot. Terrorists are only brown and from the Middle East. I forgot. That's right, America. A white person can't possibly be a terrorist. Ah, come on. It's not like they just go out and cause mass shootings every year, multiple times a year, once every month. Come on, man. What do you mean? This is the era that we're in. And people are actually dumb about it. I'm not surprised, but I'm just like, the way that this story is going and the way that people have now tried to come out here and try to make it a thing that somehow she was an actual patriot doing what she was supposed to do. Stop playing. All types of shit. Ashli Babbit was shot at 12:44 p.m. At 12:40 p.m., Chief Son requested the National Guard for 9th time. At 2:42, Police Chief Conti requested the Guard for the 10th time. Chris Miller denied 14 requests. How many lives could have been saved if he'd done his duty? Look at this. Police have identified the criminal mastermind responsible for the death of deluded insurrectionist Ashli Babbit. They have caught the person responsible. Wow. Here we are. Who does that look like? Wanted for treason. Donald J. Trump, alias the Great Narcississy, the grabber in chief. Unusual characteristics: tiny hands, orange face, weird hair. You'll know it when you see it. Hair unnaturally yellow. Yo, Twitter is a really good place. I'm telling you that right now. Twitter's fucking great. Imagine if, say her name, Ashli Babbit. What? Imagine a left-wing Capitol protest with an unarmed black woman named Ashli Babbit shot to death by a white police officer who was not threatened with any imminent harm. If they start a say her name hashtag with Ashli Babbit, I promise you that'll be the day the world begins to end very quickly. Because they have tried to adopt the hashtags that BLM has created for certain people and tried to reverse it for them in situations like this that made no sense, that did not correspond with the actual shit that they were saying. And it's like, oh my God. Look at this guy. U.S. Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd tells NBC he opened fire on January 6th. Insurrectionist Ashli Babbit as a last resort after she ignored commands to not enter a hallway filled with members of Congress. Wow. Look at this. If you post Ashli Babbitt's name in a tweet, a bunch of bot accounts will reply calling her a terrorist. These bot accounts are being operated by the same hacks calling George Floyd a hero. First of all, George Floyd is not a hero. Why do people keep saying he was a hero? George Floyd was somebody who was murdered by the police for no reason. He didn't go out there looking for himself to be murdered. He's not a martyr. He's not somebody who was doing this for justice. That was somebody who was murdered unjustly for absolutely no reason. And a cop had to get justice for it. But the fact that people brought attention to a black life that was unjustly murdered, and the simple fact that these type of people really don't give a shit about black lives, they gave that label there. They put that label in place. Not us, because we realize what happened. See, they look at it in another way because they don't understand. They never will understand. Somebody said, 1, Ashli Babbit was absolutely a terrorist. She should have complied. 2, I am not a bot. 3, none of us are saying George Floyd was a hero. He was a victim of police brutality, and the courts agreed. That will get looked over. I'm going to like that tweet. That is going to get looked over by a lot. Jump to Hyperspace Podcast. What's going on, brothers? He said Tucker Carlson is an absolute menace to society, not a comment joke. Dude is Bill O'Reilly turned up 1,000. Yeah, he's an idiot. Bassie said, Black Light, did y'all know that Hitler was thrown in jail and lost an election too? J.R. Miller said, I would have brought up the job description, laws, policies that was written on paper, sworn that the Capitol shall not be breached and prevent any threat. Rioting and vandalism is a form of a threat. Exactly. He said they made a rap for her. They did. I want to hear it. They call him a hero because he was an example of how they want to do black folk, sitting on our necks until we die. Exactly. And I don't, and that's another thing too. I wanted to bring that up yesterday, but I didn't want to overshadow the subject at hand. But when we were talking about Cynthia G yesterday, we wanted to keep it on the subject of black men and them and whether or not they were expendable in the bridge that needs to be gapped between black men and black women. But one thing that was unsettling to me was the fact that I went to her Twitter page and she had replies in there of pictures of George Floyd with the girlfriend he had who was white. And it was like, you let your hatred for black men and their choices that they make on who they date overshadow the fact that George Floyd didn't need to die, essentially demonizing him for having a white girlfriend, totally ignoring the fact that he did not have to die. He was not supposed to be murdered that day. If your hatred for black men or your agenda that you have overshadows your humanity, you being a good person is in question in my opinion. At that point, I don't care how many factual statements you make. I see your intentions. You know what I mean? I see your intentions. I see that you're not out here for the sole purpose to try to uplift black women. You're out here trying to create a narrative around black men, regardless if you are right about some points or not. He said, y'all need to listen to Tom McDonald's Brainwash. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yep, Chief said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. That's exactly what he said. Matter of fact, I had that line in one of my songs. I have that line in one of my songs. I said, Trump said they gonna get to shooting, so we bust back like they intruding. This is our house, nigga. We ain't moving. Not even this army could stop the movement. Like, that line to me, or that quote to me by Donald Trump was something that I knew for a fact it was beyond politics. It was him imposing war on races. Donald Trump, let me break some news to y'all. Donald Trump is not a racist. Donald Trump knows how to manipulate. He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to use a certain demographic to get to move out here. He is a white man, a rich white man, and he knows that race plays a huge part in here. Now, if he's a bigot, that's one thing. Racist? No. This man only cares about money. He only cares about money. Don't get it twisted. He doesn't give a fuck about his followers. Let me tell y'all how I know Donald Trump isn't a racist and how he actually doesn't give a shit about the MAGA clan. This dude did all this shit for 4 years, right? All this shit for 4 years. Had his followers doing all this dumb shit, had them believing in that Q shit, he was doing shit at rallies that was like it was specific to that Q group, to where people would continue on in those groups talking about the shit that be going on and continuing with those conspiracies. He was feeding into that. Trump was good at doing that. He didn't believe in that QAnon shit either, but he knew how to play on that shit. Now, let me tell you why he didn't give a fuck about his followers. He had all them doing all this stupid shit, right? And the last hurrah, him knowing, he knew he wasn't about to get elected again, but he wanted to get that last, got you, you stupid, simple, gullible motherfuckers. You know what he did? He told all those motherfuckers to go down to the Capitol and go and cause hell for him while he left and didn't do shit but go kick it. Probably ate some McDonald's. Good job, Ashli Babbit. You believed in a motherfucker that got you killed. You stupid motherfucker. Imagine not having no ties to nobody, no real relationship. You never met this person, never talked to this person. This person has never met you, seen you in your life, but you dedicate your life. You dedicate your life to them. That sounds like somebody who believed that someone was God. Because a lot of people dedicate their life to God and they never seen God, never heard God, never talked to God besides when they pray. And people dedicate their life to that shit. But another human being? She believed in that shit so hard and she followed a group. First of all, people don't even know that Q was started by a troll. If you ever look at everything that those people over there believed in and all the conspiracies they brought up, it's very evident that the person that was behind it was a troll. To answer this question, the person that is behind that Q shit, why they never show their face? You never heard their voice, especially in the climate in what surrounds MAGA. Period. Like Trump is one of those people that wants to be seen, wants to be heard. He needs everybody to have eyes on him and all that type of shit. Same with the people that freely fly the MAGA flags and all the other shit. They knew it was very easy to manipulate people. And then on top of that, with the stance he took, trying to talk about the government, it was easy for them to bring up government conspiracies and try to say that these people do this and then try to talk about the Epstein shit and all types of shit. Have people really out here believing that motherfuckers is eating babies. Like, motherfuckers are dumb, bro. Dumb. And Ashli Babbit got her ass popped for believing that shit. And it's crazy. It's like as soon as that shit happened, as soon as she got shot, everybody calmed down and said, "Oh shit." It's like everybody that was around her snapped out of it. Like, "Oh, are we supposed to be here?" like it was like, yo, something clicked in their head. Like the spell was like boom, like it switched off for a second. As soon as she got shot, everybody paused and was like, "Oh my God. Hey, whoa. Why not just wake up at the Capitol? Why is this lady shot on the ground right here? What the fuck happened?" This shit happened quick, bro. JR said, but we got to remember that being president, you don't have 100% control of the system. The only thing they have power of is their speech and their pen. Yeah, everything is written for them. They have a whole platform and they have a whole screen that they read off of, and everything that they sign has to go through other people first before they sign it. Presidents really don't have that much power as people think, man, and it's always been that way. Always been that way. And let's not forget the fact that while we're mentioning the whole Blue Lives Matter shit, the motherfuckers killed police officers out there. There was a police officer who died. That died due to the things that happened at the insurrection. And then after that, multiple police officers committed suicide after that. And a lot of them got death threats. A lot of them was getting called out. People on Fox News was saying that they was lying about how they felt. That's how and I'm telling you, man, when you see that type of shit, it's very apparent that people really do not believe in the shit that they believe in. It's all about an agenda and it's all about a purpose to only continue to push the bullshit that they speak. It doesn't make any sense as to why people who scream Blue Lives Matter is justifying police officers' deaths. And you want to know why this type of shit happens and why I can say this type of shit? Because I see the contradictory. When people kneel during the national anthem, what is it that those people say? What do they say? Oh, they're disrespecting the troops. How you gonna disrespect the troops, man? They went and fought for our country. The troops? Who said anything about the troops? We didn't mention the troops. Y'all did. Because y'all are trying to, once again, deflect from racism in this country. How many times do black people have to speak on racism, and how many times do motherfuckers have to deflect and try to act like it's not about that, while simultaneously proving the point that racism is real? Do you know how bad the media overall pushed under the rug that it was a Army veteran who actually started the kneeling that all these players and athletes and different people now do today during the national anthem? Why wouldn't they put that out there? Why wouldn't that be the driving force or the driving narrative behind that when people bring up the troops, especially Donald Trump? That's how you know they don't give a fuck about the troops. Because the person that started the shit was a troop. He was a troop. He was part of the troops. And when you have somebody that you caping for being the sole reason why people are doing something that bothers you, you ignore that. And you continue to make it a black issue to where y'all looking at us like we disrespecting America. No, y'all disrespect us, and y'all have been disrespecting us for years, for centuries, for decades. And the fact that y'all get so bothered by little shit, by somebody simply saying Black Lives Matter, or somebody simply kneeling, going on their knee during a national anthem, is simple shit that really exposes the racism in this country. Motherfuckers do simple shit. Motherfuckers be red in the face. Oh, he's kneeling. Why is he kneeling? The fuck are you talking about? Don't make no fucking sense. It's all about contradicting. It's all a fight against anything that's not white. When it comes to these subjects and the people who are brainwashed by racism, including the people who dish it out. There's bigger agendas, there's bigger things going on. There's always a distraction when it's time to have people not pay attention to the important shit going on. Racism is the quick go-to, the quick outlet. Why do y'all think Fox News exists? Why do y'all think CNN exists? Why y'all think MSNBC, all this shit? They all in cahoots. They are the driving force of what manipulates the masses. And that's honestly why I don't watch the news, whether it's in favor of what I believe in or not. Because I know ultimately there's an agenda down the line with that shit. Hold on one second. Had to turn on the fan. It's getting hot in this motherfucker. Vincent Lee III, what's going on? He said, look at the president as the CEO of the Corporation of America. Exactly. Black Light Zen said the anthem is not the military, is not the flag. They're gaslighting experts. They know what they're doing. Exactly. Double O said, it's all about numbers. I just watched a part 1 documentary with all the former Fox employees and how they went from balance to being a propaganda machine. Yeah, exactly why they employed somebody like Tucker Carlson. Do y'all know who Tucker Carlson was before Fox News? Let me show y'all. Yo. Oh, my God. Let me show y'all something, man. Before he was a CNN commentator from 2000 to 2005. So he was on CNN, the same place that they rival with. From 2000 to 2005, he was on CNN as a co-host. And then he did some debate show on 2001 to 2005. And then he did he did a program on MSNBC. So he went to all these other places that he now so-called beefs with because he's on Fox News now. Like, all these people have played for the same team. All these people are in cahoots. This is what I mean. Like, look at this. It says it right here. Tucker Carlson, where was he? He was a CNN commentator from 2000 to 2005. Who's one of Fox News's biggest enemies? What's another one of Fox News's biggest enemies? From 2005 to 2008, MSNBC. All in cahoots. All in cahoots. They're all in the same game. This is why I don't like when people try to pick between these two little subjects or two platforms or however many platforms there are that is left or that's right. When they realized the agenda of things, they started separating shit. Like you said, Fox went from being balanced to all of a sudden being the propaganda machine that's all for the right, because they know that the division is what is going to continue to keep people the way that they are. Plain and simple. Black Light said, a simple statement of black value sets this country into a frenzy. Exactly. Eternal says, I watch TYT online as they're publicly funded. Yeah, I've seen that too. He said Bowtie NBC. What up, I Lacey? Exactly. Two sides of the same motherfucking coin. That's why look, man. And they're good actors. There's some good actors, bro. These people that do this shit to try to manipulate the masses, they're good actors. Tucker Carlson, good actor. What's the other one? What's the Grim Reaper looking motherfucker that's on Fox News too? Let me find her. What's her name? Laura Ingraham. Let's see what she has to say.
That's the focus of Biden's body bags. That's the focus of tonight's angle. For the past week, Biden and his team have spun over and over that the evacuation was going well. Well, today we saw the truth. This was all total crap. This is a catastrophe. And if you and your team, Mr. President, can't handle this mission, why should we trust you to handle any mission? Our enemies know that we're being led by a band of incompetents, and none of them are shaking in their boots from this Biden promise.
To those who carried out this attack, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
The fact is, President Biden and his hand-picked military leaders have failed the American people. They failed to bring and build an Afghan army to withstand the Taliban. They failed to organize a withdrawal that didn't devolve into total chaos.
Think about how long Biden has been in office. This nigga's been in office since January, and she's talking about what he has failed to do and failed. You think this man is going to build an army, an Afghan army that is going to sustain the Taliban within how many months? What is wrong with you? And then there's people watching this who are dumb enough to be like, she's got a point. She's got a fucking point. Biden he got a lot of body bags, man. Biden, he's letting us down. He's working with the Taliban. Oh my God. Like, how does she keep getting, bro? First of all, let me just say, whenever I see Laura Ingraham talk, I look at her lips, those thin sliced ham lips that look like they smell like wet butthole. I can't stand Laura Ingraham. And I don't really pay her no mind like that. But when it comes to like, cause I have a Twitter, so when I see things that are trending, sometimes her name pops up in trending topics for things that she said. And it never ceases to amaze me, man. Every time she opens her mouth, it is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Let me see if she said anything on Ashli Babbit. I don't see it. I don't see it. Did she not say anything? Maybe she was scared. Maybe she was scared this time to open her mouth to say something. Who knows? Rupert Murdoch, Fox, wanted those numbers, the one that looks like the Grinch. Hell yeah. Blacklight said Fox was never balanced. Fox was Richard Nixon and Roger Ailes' creation in 1969. It's called GOP TV for a reason. Fox is more or less state-sponsored propaganda. Eternal says Fox is dumb as fuck and they can get away with it because their viewers are dumb as fuck. Exactly. Dumb minds think alike. And we're talking about the same, like, think about this. The people that watch Fox News, these are the people that, like, cover their car in MAGA flags and they cover their house in MAGA flags and think that Trump is going to become president again in the next 2 months. Like, motherfuckers are stupid. Double O said, in 2018, Trump let out of jail the co-founder of the Taliban. Scratch my head, make it make sense. Yeah, and they've been bringing that up every time because, like, look, they're of course trying to put the blame on Biden, but you can't take away what actually happened during Trump's presidency. So it's like, this is how they continue to manipulate their people. Why do you think she started out that segment so heavily? Biden's body bags. That's how you get the viewer to ignore the facts. Because these fake patriotic motherfuckers act like they care so much about the troops that if you say that a president is responsible for a bunch of troops' deaths, they're not going to pay attention to the actual person who helped aid this. And it's the person they want back in office. Also, spoke all that other shit and then went and told everybody that they should go take the shot. He said it works. He got booed. This is why I say Trump was out here playing these motherfuckers and trolling them and not actually giving a fuck about his followers. Because all the shit he was saying about the shot, right, when he was president, all the shit he was saying about the vax, all that shit. And then all of a sudden pops up into a rally and says, I got it. Go ahead and do it. You have freedom of choice, but I recommend do it. Hold on, let me do my impression. I recommend you take it. I took it. Look at my arm. Okay, you have freedom of choice, but at the same time, I would recommend that you take it. They said it's okay, and if it doesn't work, you'll hear from me first. Please take it. That man got booed out the gym. Somebody in the crowd head exploded like that Dave Chappelle episode when he took the fucking hood off. It's like, shine your light. Somebody heard Trump say, take it. They said, oh, my God, they've got Trump. They've got him. He took the vax. Oh, no. Put a magnet on your arm, man. I tried to put a magnet on my arm. It didn't stick. It didn't stick. So I guess it's okay. I guess it's fine. You can take it. All right. MAGA. MAGA. Yeah, she's the shut up and dribble chick. She's the one that believes that black men can't have a voice in social issues because they play basketball. Vincent Lee III said, watching too much news will mold and shape your opinion into their opinion. Be yourself, do your own research, and trust what your eyes see. It's exactly why I don't watch the news, bro. It's exactly why I do not watch the news. I try to form an opinion for myself. I see what's going on out there. I try to form my own opinion. Double said it started back in the Reagan administration. Far as the Middle East, remember we wanted the Soviet Union to fall, so we gave those Afghan and Pakistanis and people arms to fight the Soviets. Yeah, they dumped off a lot of weapons. I don't know if I can do Biden. How do I? Let's see. How does he talk? I'd have to see him talk, man. Hold on. I've heard Trump talk so much over the years that it just kind of came natural. He said, "Well, I watch the news for the weather." So so there's that. Hell no, I look at my phone for the weather, man. I look at the weather report from there. All right, let's see.
Wait. Let me take the one question from the most interesting guy that I know in the press. That's for fundamentally all that's happened of late. But here's the deal. You know, I wish you'd one day say.
He be sounding like he out of breath all the time. How do I do that, man? Let's see if I can get this off. I'm trying to get it right. My fellow Americans, we are here to talk about the Taliban and the things that they have been doing to our American troops. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm very sleepy. My eyes are very low. I haven't taken my medication, and my wife has not put me down for a nap yet. But we will get them. We will get those terrorists. What up, Duncan? Duncan said black people did better under Trump than any president ever. Biden is giving niggas the blues. Yeah, fuck Biden. Fuck Trump and Biden. I don't give a fuck about none of these niggas. These every single one of these people are trash. And they don't have the best interest for anybody. And a lot of the reason why black people did better under Trump is because of how resilient we were in the time of, I guess, heightened racism in the country. Now, there could have been laws passed, whatever the case may be, but we can't escape the fact that there was a heightened level of racism and the tension between black people and white people. And I think a lot of that doing better came from just being confident enough and knowing that racist motherfuckers can never, ever in their life compare or tear us down or break our soul or stop us from being proud to be black. There's a lot of proudness going on. He said, call that nigga wood. Biden is wooden. What the fuck? He said this nigga was wooden. Damn. He said you have to hit the blunt first before you can do the Biden impression. Yeah, exactly. He got like a little rasp to his voice a little bit. My fellow Americans, I'm tired as fuck. I've been on this planet a very long time. I did not expect to become president. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I went to sleep and woke up, and actually, I was in the office. Yeah. He said, yeah. Black people did well despite Trump, not because of him. Oh, okay. Nah, fam. What do you mean? What do you mean, Duncan? Everybody say what's up to Duncan, by the way, in the chat. Devontae said, well, what president did good for the black community? I don't know. Because if there was, and here's the thing, if there was good being done for the black community during Trump's presidency, it definitely got overshadowed. And whether it was emotion or whether it was the fact that there was a heightened level of racism happening in the country, it definitely was overshadowed. So it's not that it's not facts. It's just that these things can be overshadowed. Just like when people try to bring up celebrities' money and what they do with it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that these celebrities have donated charities or what they've given to the youth and all that other shit. They don't know any of that shit when they don't put it out there, or when it's being overshadowed by, let's say, this person being a flashy individual, showing off all the shit that they've gotten. They got chain, they got money, all this other shit. And people try to paint a narrative around that instead of them being a human or showing humanity in a way. Like I said, if there was anything that Trump did that helped improve the black community, that got overshadowed. And then he is part of that reason, a big part of that reason as to why it got overshadowed, because of the way that he controlled his mass group of MAGA Klansmen. A lot of people wanted to dismiss the things that he was doing or saying that he wanted to do for black people. And these are his followers, the people that support him and voted for him. So regardless of if he was doing shit and passing laws for the black community, the people that follow him heavy are against that type of shit. And that's what I mean by it being overshadowed. There was a lot of tension. Vincent said, but I know how much damage they did to our communities. Yep. Now, in this situation with Ashli Babbit, for one, this is what I'm gonna say, and this is what I'm gonna leave it at. The stupid motherfucker shouldn't have been at the Capitol in the first place. She should have never blindly followed a group that was trolling her. QAnon is a troll group. A troll started that shit and made a whole nation of people believe in that shit. And pretty much Trump got you killed, lady. So you can thank and her husband, who's sitting up there on Fox News getting airtime for what his wife did wrong. You can thank Trump for that shit. Don't look at the officer who did his job. Look at the fact that she followed a motherfucker that didn't give a shit about her and told her ass to go to the motherfucking Capitol, you idiot. Duncan said, niggas are emotional. Biden has been openly racist and said he won't be able to help niggas. And niggas was like, all right, we love to be a part and always get the bad end of the stick. Yeah. That's why I didn't vote for that nigga. And that's why I didn't vote for nobody. Because every agenda is the same. Like, people don't understand. Politicians, people that are in these positions of power, they have to say the shit that you want to hear. I don't understand how people get fooled by that every time election time comes around. How these people continue to manipulate the masses, I have no fucking idea. Like, I really don't. Because these motherfuckers be saying the same shit, and then as soon as they get in office, bro, they fall in line like everybody else. Like everybody else. Even Trump fell in line. Everybody thought he was some type of rebel. He was only a rebel on Twitter. He still had to fall in line when it came to being president. He still had to sign what he had to sign. He still had to show up to do all the shit that a president had to do, regardless of what his mouth was like. Who gave a fuck about what he was saying, what he had to do as a president? He had to fall the fucking line. Biden got to do the same shit, and the next person after Biden got to do the same shit. When this nigga kicked the bucket in the next few months and Kamala Harris becomes president or whatever the case may be, she gonna have to fall in line too. But niggas gonna be looking at it from a different standpoint, like, oh yeah, you know, we got the first black woman and we got the first woman president, but they ain't gonna pay attention to the shit that she doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a troll started that. A troll started that shit. Eternal said, facts, I didn't vote for Biden. I damn sure didn't vote for Trump, ugly ass. He said, you didn't vote, GMS? You should be ashamed. I know. Motherfuckers be saying that shit to me all the time. I'm like, man, fuck vote, man. Honestly, fuck that shit. If it's not about putting somebody who's not in the same realm as all these other politicians and that actually has a goal and actually has a plan set out and ready to execute that plan, to actually be out there to help, to actually be out there and help and do something positive for the black community and actually puts their foot forward and don't fall in line with everybody else, that's when that person would get my vote. And if y'all know anybody like that, let me know, because I want to support that person. Don't show me nobody that popped up out of nowhere with a bunch of campaign ads and they got support from this guy and getting endorsed from that guy and got endorsed from that guy. Show me somebody that got no support behind them and got one goal at hand, and that is to try to do something to try to help improve the black community. With none of that. We have to be the people to co-sign that and get behind somebody. That way, their vision won't be lost on what the goal is and who it is they're supposed to be out there working for. You're supposed to be a public servant at this point, doing something to try to improve and help the people. If there's nobody out there doing that, I'm not fucking with them. I don't care what you just said. I don't care how you worded your shit. I don't care about none of that. If you're not putting the actual work for it and you're not actually showing us what the fuck you can do with your position of power, I'm not fucking with you. You just another one of the people in the pot. Duncan said, the fact that white people are praising a white woman getting shot by a black man should be alarming to niggas. Exactly. Like that is, it's weird how this shit is turning out. Double OJ said, if you have a gun pointed at me and I'm not armed, I'm not coming closer. What do I look like? Not a damn fool. Yeah, exactly. And then to ignore the commands at that, knowing damn well you got a gun pointed at you and you still trying to break. But like I said earlier, I made this point earlier. Why do you think she still climbed through that window knowing there was a gun pointed at her? The privilege is so strong in these motherfuckers that they can look at somebody pointing, they can look at a police officer pointing a gun at them and not feel any threat at all. If a police officer has a gun pointed at me, I'm praying to God I make it home. And I have a very strong feeling that I'm probably going to be shot. For her, that privilege is so deep rooted that she could literally physically see somebody pointing a gun at her, letting her know right then and there that she is about to get her ass shot, but she didn't think it was going to happen. Tell me I'm wrong. Vincent said, I didn't vote either for all the reasons you are talking about. Yeah. Wonder Man said he voted for Kanye. Shit. Fuck it. Fuck it. Marcus said, we have to do it ourselves. The government ain't doing anything for the community. Right. Vincent Lee said, actions speak louder than words. Facts. Yeah, it's never going to be that one person. I don't see it happen in our lifetime because, look, here's another thing. When we have this type of situation, this is now something that has been put in place as what they call a unwritten rule. It's an unwritten rule. You have to fall in line at some point. You can go ahead and talk about all the good shit you want to. You can even start out as a good politician. Like when people were talking about AOC, y'all know who that is? Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. That lady, she was all for all the shits, right? But then you start slowly seeing her fall in line with the bullshit. Do you know what I mean? I thought she was dope. Matter of fact, AOC kind of fine. But that has nothing to do with the fact that she probably will be one of those motherfuckers that's going to be heavily falling in line with the same shit too. He said the brother was protecting the house our ancestors built. You goddamn right. Shabaka. Shamalamahagala. Vince Lee III said, shit, if the police pull me over, I pray I make it home. Exactly. Duncan said, fuck a vote by a politician. D. Richardson said her white privilege ran out. Yes, it did. That card, she must have left her card at home that day. She must have left her white privilege card at home that day. She couldn't pull that shit. Yeah, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hold on, let me see. Let me say her name right. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's who it is. Yes. Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. Hello, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yes. Yes, my friend. Hello. How are you? Yeah, no. Yes. I know. My skin. Yes, my skin, but I'm really negro. You know, I'm really a negro. Yes. It's nice to meet you, you know. We can go for a drive. We can go for a smoke. We can go for some lunch. Whatever you want to do. Just don't talk to me about politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I hate that shit. But how are you? How are you? Yes. I like that smile. Yes. Alexandria, you're something else. You are something else. I fuck with you. But she gonna fall in line just like everybody else. Trust me. Watch. Pay attention. Lady Aries said, you read my mind, Black, on that. Whatever her name is. Duncan said, you should let her burn that shit down. Yeah, honestly, I mean, you know niggas didn't give a fuck about the Capitol, bro. Niggas didn't give a fuck about the Capitol. I was sitting there watching that shit with the biggest smile on my face, bro. I cannot lie. I was watching that shit on January 6th. I was watching all the shit unfold, watching all the Twitter shit. Bruh, that shit was so funny, man. Like watching all the shit and just like watching the confusion, because you could tell a lot of people didn't even know what the fuck they was doing there. They was just yelling about an election and talking about Trump and shit, but really was confused as to why they was storming the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that was Trump's last hurrah to manipulate and trick the stupid motherfuckers that follow him. He said, what can I do? What can I do to get the last bang? Biden's about to be the president. I'm about to be the fuck up out of here. What can I do as the last hurrah? I got it. Perfect plan. Listen. Pence, come here, Pence. Get off the floor. What are you doing on the floor? Get off the floor. Come here, Pence. We're going to tell our followers. Get this? You ready? Storm the Capitol. Right? We're going to tell them to storm the Capitol. They're going to storm the Capitol. They're going to act a damn fool. They're going to march in my name. And we're all going to be back here eating waffles. All right? Does that sound cool? All right. MAGA. Prophylactic said, I'm sorry, that voice fucks me up. Prophylactic said, I don't think the average person really understands and knows what this country is about and how it's ran and what part the individual has in it. You are correct. Eternal said, Bernie was about the only person I would have voted for, and even he will be questionable to me since he doesn't support us getting reparations. Exactly. He said I was watching like a movie. Double O said Michigan Representative Rashida, how you say that? I don't know how to say her last name, was pro-black, and now she's starting to sell out. Them people done got to her. Yeah, if money speaks volumes out here, especially when you're a politician. I think a lot of politicians' end game is to be just like all the other rich politicians. politicians. You know what I'm saying? He said, imagine watching that shit and only living 15 blocks away from the Capitol like I do. Damn, you live 15 blocks away from that motherfucker? If I was you, I would have just been outside recording just to look, just to be like, oh, man, look at these crazy motherfuckers, man. There was somebody actually, I don't know if you guys saw this video, but there's a video of somebody who went and documented the insurrection. He wasn't a part of it. He wasn't a Trump supporter or nothing. He just knew it was about to happen, and he went there with his camera and he recorded a bunch of shit that was happening. And the fact that this video didn't go viral speaks volumes, because when that insurrection happened, what did they scream? What did the people say that wasn't there on the MAGA side, talking about, oh my, it was people dressed in MAGA hats and MAGA shirts who was really Black Lives Matter and Antifa. It was Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Niggas so quick to blame niggas. So quick to blame niggas, but every time somebody brought their face, a certain person up that was there who got caught on camera, they social medias and everything that they talked about linked back to Trump and them being a supporter. Every single person. I'm talking about every person that has been locked up and got found by the FBI, all have been confirmed Trump supporters. And you know how they confirm that? Easy. Because stupid motherfuckers don't know how not to put shit on social media. So they put their business out there and they got caught. And now the whole narrative around, and that was another video. Even people out there there was people out there during the insurrection who literally sat up there and was like, there's a man who took a video of this bus coming in, and that bus was full of Antifa members, and they dropped them off at the Capitol, and they all participated in the riots. It's like, yo, that delusion is crazy. Right, exactly. Now let me say something about that. Duncan said Antifa and Black Lives Matter aren't black organizations. Let me just say this. I have been hearing lately in the news about all the Proud Boys versus Antifa brawls that keep happening. Y'all hear about that? But see, all year round, last year and even this year, motherfuckers was sitting up talking about how Antifa is Black Lives Matter and all this shit and all this other shit. Nigga, all these different groups are all opportunists. They aren't black. They aren't here for black liberation. They aren't here for black people. They aren't here because they give a fuck about black lives. This is an opportunity for them. A real opportunity for them. I can't stand the organization like that, and that was the biggest deflection for white people when you brought up Black Lives Matter as the simple humanitarian form of it, of saying that a black life matter. A black life matters. That's when you hear me say Black Lives Matter, I'm talking about the lives, the people that I give a fuck about, not the organization. Fuck the organization. I've said that so many times on this show. Fuck the organization of Black Lives Matter. They do not represent black people as a whole. They don't even represent black people, period. And when you see a lot of the people that I've seen out here marching for the lives of black people, these aren't people that are a part of the organization. These are people that give a fuck about the lives of black people. I can't stand that organization shit. But that it's a good deflection for the other side. It's a very good deflection for them. It's a good excuse. It's a good way to dismiss it. Yeah, but you see what the organization doing? Where's all that money going? And why is she just bought a house? And why is she talking about this and that? And why is she trying to cause the family to be broken up? And they don't want regular fucking traditional families and the black man. Get the fuck out of here. Motherfuckers are getting killed and people march the streets for the shit, but y'all want to talk about an organization. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Duncan said, we're going to have a sit down, fam. Yeah, soon, I hope. Let me know, man. Honestly, I would understand if we didn't, given the fact that just certain things. I mean, I know you have nothing to do with anything else that's going on with like me or some other shit or whatever the fuck shit going on, but you know, man, look, whenever you want to have a sit down and have an interview, man, so I can interview you, that shit would be dope. We can talk about a lot of shit. And I know you got some gems to drop too, man. I'm always here to learn as well. So just let me know. Double O said, those people who were at the Capitol on the 6th, they are lucky Southeast DC did not come down there and throw their ass out. Southeast DC has goons. That's what I'm saying. But look, like motherfucker said, that wasn't even our fight. That wasn't even our fight. That's why we was sitting there watching that shit laughing. I love the fact that nobody intervened. I'm so glad no niggas went and intervened like that was their business. That had nothing to do with us. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm so glad that we got to watch that shit and laugh together. Motherfuckers was climbing the walls to get over into the Capitol when there was stairs. Yo, that's like the perfect example of a dumb motherfucker, yo. Niggas was climbing the walls that were attached to stairs to go up where they were trying to go. Niggas was falling, breaking legs, puncturing lungs, trying to climb up a wall that fucking stairs existed to go up the same way. These motherfuckers are stupid. They had a bunch of stupid people at the Capitol on the 6th, fam. And it was the most funniest shit to watch. And I do not regret it. When I saw that shit happen with Ashli Babbit, I was like, ooh, shit. Damn. You know she did. Nigga took one good shot. Nigga flop. Boom. Straight to the floor. Eternal says, yeah, I think all of us here always only ever stood by the notion of Black Lives Matter, not the organization. We ain't got shit to do with them. Exactly. Florida Ave, Georgia Ave. Okay, over in Southeast DC. Shout out to Southeast DC. Shout out to DC as a whole. Yeah. Now listen to that percentage. Black Lives merchandise, only 2% of our people profited from it. Exactly, that was not our fight. Also, nobody can say where any of this money that Black Lives Matter as the organization, where has it gone? What has it done to improve anything besides benefit the person that started it or the people who are the head of it? That's why you don't see me with no Black Lives Matter merch. I don't have none. I am black. I am a black life that matters. I walk this shit. I live this shit every day. I don't need to buy your merch to let people know I'm black and that my life matters. It's cool if you got a Black Lives Matter shirt or whatever, you got a sign in front of your yard and shit. But please remember that at the end of the day, if you black, there's no change in that. At all. Also, black people, I love y'all with my whole heart. Y'all motherfuckers are the greatest people alive. Some of the funniest human beings on earth are black people. The most culture shifting, influential people in the world are black people. The most loving and forgiving people. Black people are the shit. And that's all I like to say while I end this motherfucker. People, GMS fam, the green room. Put a GMS in the comments right now. Anybody that puts a GMS in the comments, I will shout you out. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. We finna roll up out of here, man. Let's roll up out of here the right way. Let's end it on a positive note. GMS fam, the Green Room, another good show, man. A really good show. Appreciate y'all for pulling up on me. I appreciate y'all input. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Big shout out to Duncan. Shout out to the Craig Facts Podcast. Let's go. Hey. Shout out to Eternal Umbra, Lady Aries, Vincent Lee III, Marcus Booz, J.R. Miller, Shy Girl 64, Robert Harlan, Brandy, Double OJ, C Mo, Anthony Hopkins, Duncan in the motherfucking building. Let's go. Malk Fleas. That's a new name. Shout out to Malk Fleas in the motherfucker. Anthony 313, Bad Seed ENT. I'm gonna say your name again because I love this person. Shout out to Lady Aries, man. Such a beautiful soul. Such a great person. Devontae Hutchinson. I'm gonna shout this person out too, even though this person ain't here, because I got to FaceTime this person the other day and have a really good conversation with her. Shout out to Love Lace. That's GMS fam for sure. We had a really good conversation. I hope her mom's doing well. Very, very sweet lady, man. I got some really dope ass GMS fam too, for real. Y'all motherfuckers really down to earth and really sensible motherfuckers, man. I fuck with y'all for real. Yeah, put them links up, JR. Thank you, my guy. The GMS shop link is down below where you can find the GMS jerseys, GMS baseball jerseys. I got GMS basketball jerseys. And I have GMS t-shirts and rolling trays for those who partake in rolling up the devil's lettuce. Also, the beat that you hear right now, I made. Every beat that you hear on this channel, I made. So go ahead and click that link right there that says Beats by GMS and go listen to those beat albums that we have out, or that I have out right now, and enjoy them. It's all free. Follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you're feeling generous. Thank you, GMS fan, for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. See y'all later tonight on 3Gs. Yeah. Roll up.